Salutations, salutations. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI. So last time I pushed it down to the wire in like an hour and 56 minutes of Treasures of Aht Urhgan. It was cool though, I mean it was all good story missions. Now we gotta come back here, talk to Nadja, and what do you think's gonna happen? Calm wind. Have you heard the rumors? Rumors? You haven't heard a thing. Ho ho ho! I better fill you in on the details then. Are you ready for this? Perk up those ears and listen good. Cause here it comes. Those crazy Corsairs were aiming off the Empress herself. It goes beyond belief. It makes my first stand on end just thinking of such reckless and ruthless villains that are running around this city. This could be the truth or pure fantasy, but word has it that they managed to sneak into the palace grounds right under the noses of the Imperial Whitegate guards. This kind of story gets my blood a-racing, even if it's about cutthroat criminals. Sure, why not? Huh? You know something about what happened? Come on, out with it. Don't keep all the juicy details for yourself. The incandescences are all in place. Yes, Grand Vizier. They appear to be compatible with the plinth. Excellent. No longer must we continue with that impossible search. My entire dynasty's dream can at last become a reality. We are not quite ready yet. What do you mean? The incandescences are ours. All that remains is to activate the device, if I am not mistaken. It is true that the prototype incandescences I have developed are compatible. In fact, I have confirmed that their power exceeds that of the original orb. The problem is, we do not possess an operational device capable of harnessing the 5 incandescences. There is a flaw in the device? Yes, the energy produced by the 5 incandescences is staggering, and a single error in operation will reduce this nation to ashes in a single instant. I see. As I'm sure you are aware, the seat of thought is not in the heart, as most people believe, but in the brain. Yes, I recall your lessons from my childhood. Very good. A person bereft of the brain's control would be unable to see, hear, talk, walk, indeed even breathe. In other words, we have the heart provided by the incandescences, but the brain is incomplete. The device we have is useless. In the most basic of terms, yes, Your Excellency. And our second research team was unable to locate the control center. I'm afraid not. They did, however, discover a spot that was originally equipped for such a purpose. It's possible that after the battle with the previous rider, the control center was deliberately destroyed or moved to a safer place before the crash into the ocean. Destroyed? That seems illogical. Would not Alexander wish to be restored? I have no reason to believe otherwise. If I might direct your attention to this diagram. And there it is, laid out for us. As you are aware, there are 5 separate crash sites. The command unit on Nizul Isle. The right propulsion unit on the Arapago Reef. The left suspension unit off the coast of the Bathlau Thickets. The left propulsion unit at the base of Mount Zeolm, and the right suspension unit in the Silver Sea. We can hypothesize that the as of yet undiscovered control center would be hidden at any one of these locations. Despite the scale of our investigations. Yes, the ruins are immense. We've barely managed to cover 30% of the total area. The device we seek could be anywhere within the remaining 70%. However, it is also entirely possible that the control center is contained within a section of the ruins we have already searched, but do not fully understand. The only thing we are certain of is that there is constant communication occurring between each of the sites. Even with the sections scattered and damaged as they are? You have seen the reports of operational repair and defense mechanisms within the remnants. We have discovered that these mechanisms are capable of relocating themselves to wherever they are needed, even to remote sections of a distant site, which gives undeniable proof of the existence of a control center. Exactly. There is one more thing. I felt a distinct presence while I was investigating the ruins. It was difficult to describe, but it felt almost as if I was being watched. This kind of fanciful supposition is not like you, Gatsad. Cannot explain it. In any case, there's no time for another lengthy research expedition. What are our options? Sir, I surmise that a facility of this size and complexity must have blueprints stored somewhere. The method of storage would have to withstand the passage of time, so that a usable reference would be readily available in the event of malfunction or destruction of the original machine. So you are saying that it may be faster for us to locate these blueprints rather than grope blindly through the ruins? Yes, Your Excellency. However, I have no suggestions on where to begin our research. Our search, rather. Sorry. I misread several words today. My brain's not fully here. Oh, he's laughing. Oh, he's laughing like an evil maniac. What is it, Your Excellency? These elusive blueprints may already be in the palm of our hand. Is this possible? Nashmira, you are a foolish girl. But Imperial blood runs thick in your veins nonetheless. Ever since childhood, she has always shown an uncommon interest in that object. You speak of the Gordius? Right under our very noses. But even if you are right, the only person in history who has ever unraveled the Gordius is the great Walraha, dead for these many years. Leave that to me, there is a way. We must act with all haste. The age of judgment is upon us. Are you trying to spin stories to me again? Where do you get the time to make up this trash? Pretending to know what's happening to the Imperial family? To the Empress? As if her magnificence would run away from home. Who in this crisscrossing tunnels of Aht do you think you are? Got a much more interesting tale than the deranged fantasies gushing out of your rotten mind. Listen up. It was just a little while before you got back. A single envelope arrived here by express delivery, and it was sealed with the Imperial Lion Crest of the Grand Vizier. Now, do I have your attention? Inside was a wanted poster of extremely high priority. A pretty elven guy with long, black hair. Apparently, this man goes by the name of Duzaf the Blackbelly. It states that he's one of the leaders of the Corsairs. His crimes include murder, hijack, smuggling, counterfeiting, matrimonial fraud, camping the best hunting spots, quite the rap sheet. There's just one thing that bothers me, though. Why is the bounty for one measly pirate so trolls be damned high? They're offering the unprecedented amount of 2,000 Imperial gold pieces. Let's see, that would be, what? 2 million Imperial standing? I can't get quite that many, but I could get almost that many. I could get over half that amount. That's 50 times more than the bounty for that rabble-rousing Kolkata. Why do you think that is? Let me tell you. This Duzaf the Blackbelly is the criminal that attempted to assassinate the Empress. Her powers of deduction are astounding. Listen, Calmwind. This is one of those once-in-a-lifetime make-or-break opportunities. No matter the underhanded method, no matter the sacrifice, no matter the screams of employee agony, Salahim Sentinels is going to be the company that collects this reward. Since the bounty will be paid whether he's dead or alive, it might just be easier to do him in before you bring him in. Such a cold-hearted attitude. Pay you to waste such a pretty face, though. President Naja. Abquaba? Yes, ma'am? What are you doing back there? 1,000 pardons. A messenger from the palace was just here to deliver a reward. Quite a large amount, I might say. A large reward, you say? But we haven't even caught him yet. Not that reward, President Naja. Calmwind, your timing is impeccable, as always. A rumination for your mission. 10 Imperial gold pieces. Please pick it up on your way out. Just a moment there, Abquippa. Yes, ma'am? You've deducted the company margin and miscellaneous expenses, right? That is to say, I was just about to. Let's see here. Governmental mediation fee, mercenary health insurance, mercenary pension, housing administration fee, mercenary tax, cash rewards storage fee, and presidential advisory fee. I'm terribly sorry, Comwind. Your deduction comes to a total of 9 Imperial gold pieces. Let's object. Nah, fuck you, man. You can't object. It'll mean both our heads. I'm sure you want to keep your head. I definitely want to keep mine, so I'm deducting the total of 9 Imperial gold pieces from your reward. You have a problem with the way I do business? Yes, actually. In real life, I would probably strangled you by now. Mercenaries shouldn't be concerned with the difference of a few coins. Abquippa, First Lieutenant Calmwind. Yes, ma'am. It's time to sing the company anthem. We'll build that Salheim spirit if it kills you. Yes, ma'am. Sing along, Calmwind. A mercenary life is the life for me. We fight the beastmen constantly. With Wildcat badge upon our chest, we know our company is the best. We are Salheim Sentinels. One more time. Mercenary life is the life for me. We fight the beastmen constantly. Okay, so we were given an Imperial gold piece, which in this day and age is not valuable to us at all. Mainly for the fact that, like, even I've spent over 500,000 Imperial standing, and I still have over 1 million. So, like, yeah, it's all good. But now what do we gotta do? Well, we gotta wait a game day zone and come back. Unfortunate, but it is almost the next game day already. So we'll just head on over to Nashmau really quick, because there's a key item we need to get for the next mission anyway. Oh, also our title changed to Nashmira's Mercenary. I like that. I like Nashmira. I like Aphmau. She's a cute little blonde. Nashmau, please. And the item we're gonna need for the next mission is an Ephraimidian gold coin, and we can just get that from Jazrat's headstone. So it's gonna be good stuff. Currently on Sentinel's Honor, which is mission number 33. And the second the game day changes and we talk to Natcha again, we'll be on Testing the Waters, which is basically going to involve us going back to the cutter, but we need the Ephraimidian gold coin, otherwise we're boned. Also, I looked back over my previous video, and I realized that because my original macro set for my TP gear is actually different from my weapon skill setup, that my weapon skill list would reset every time I macroed the gear out, which would put my cursor back at the top. So the second weapon skill I did in that Lamia battle was actually shield break, and I just didn't notice. So, whoops. But, I figured, as long as I'm beyond warrior and trying to fell cleave shit, the slow percentage on Hecatone boots is only 4%, and it's kind of anathema to doing well or whatever, but we can actually We can actually just full-time the Hecatome Feat and the Fortitude Torque. That way our weapon skill list won't reset every time we switch gear. Because it's not just a problem for Fell Cleave, it's also a problem for, well, our weapon skill list in general. Because it'll reset and reset the cursor to shield break every time we gain or lose the weapon skill. Which is only really a problem at this sort of peripheral level where we only have enough skill to use Fell Cleave because of the gear, right? And it's quite interesting, you know. But yeah, so I guess you can go there and get an Ephromadian gold coin anytime you want now after the mission where you kill Jazaret. I don't know exactly what it's for. I would imagine it's for doing Imperial Standing Notorious monster fights that involve the cutter. But, eh. Let's see, what else could we do while we wait for the game day to change? It's going to be about a 9-minute wait, so we don't really have time to start, like, say, switch nations and go start Windurst missions or something. Which I do want to do. I do want to get Calmwind to rank 10 in every nation, because I believe that confers a capacity point bonus to you later in life. Because I feel like I remember that about my main character. Like, he had every storyline done when I came back to the game, and he got a lot of bonuses for that. Oh, you know what? I guess we could check in on our puppet, see how it's doing. I think I had Gatsad working on it to make it a white mage puppet, because it has 2 other forms we can get for it. I can't remember what they're called. I think it's like Spirit Waker and like Soul Taker or something like that. One's basically a black mage puppet that gets extra black magic spells and more magic attack bonus and stuff. And one's basically a white magic puppet that gets Cure 5 and other stuff. And I don't think I ever picked that up, so I guess we could go check that out. You know, keep things within Treasures of Aht Urhgan. My original plan was to record. I was actually going to start recording a little bit earlier today, but then the game day changed, and I didn't want to have to try to fill up a whole hour. So I decided, oh wait, you know, I'm hungry. It's almost dinner time. I'll go ahead and eat. And enough time had passed. It took me long enough to cook and eat that you know, I just went ahead and recorded it because I was like, oh, okay, it won't be that long of a wait. We can dick around doing other stuff in the interim. But I was actually going to try to show off one of the salvage zones, because the cutscene we just got with the Grand Vizier, it actually relates to salvage. But I would need to look it up, and it would actually take like an entire recording just to show off one salvage zone, even if I were successful. So like, do I need to be on Puppet Master to get it from them? Might have to be on Puppet Master. We might have to run to our Moogle house real quick. Also, I gotta say, having Corsair, Blue Mage, and Puppet Master all leveled makes every reference to their job stories, or to their job NPC, pretty interesting at all. Like, every time we see Blue Mage, every time we see Raban and like Amnaf and stuff, you know, those are people we've come in contact with before. Every time they mention Kultada, like they just did, about how the bounty on Kultada's head is apparently 40 Imperial gold pieces. You know, that's not only a trust we use, but we did a whole quest line involving him, even with a one-on-one duel with him. And then every time Gatsad shows up, you know, he's the guy who's personally handcrafting our puppets for us. So it's, I don't know, it's just kind of neat. And I don't think I got really anything I can equip on Puppet Master right now to not be naked, but I'll try my damnedest. So I don't plan to stay on it or anything. I don't like being naked. I guess we're not naked because we have a hat on now, but whatever. I'm not gonna take the time to like switch my gear and stuff because now we've only got 6 minutes till the game day change. So yeah, but I got so sick of the Whitegate music back in the day, because, like, after Treasures of Aht Urhgan came out in 2006, this became the endgame city. This was like the new Juno. Like, everyone was here all the time, and you would set your home point here, and if you needed to go back to Juno and the Middlelands, you would take one of the Warp Tarus, and, because it was easier to go back to the Middlelands using one of the Warp Tarus than it was to go out to Aht Urhgan. So you set your home point here, and it became like the area you do everything in. Did I already have it? Did I already pick it up? No? Did I need to bring him the payment? I'm not gonna pay you 10,000 gil to rename Oniwaka. Let me try trading him the Black Mage hat and seeing if... Because I could have sworn that, okay, nothing happens. Maybe I need to pay him? Let's just try paying him the gold piece. This is funny, or strange. Let's see. Let's open up a new tab on my guides here. White Puppet Turban. Gatsad will create a new automaton frame for the choice puppet masters at levels 10, 20, and 30 in exchange for material and payment. After completing the previous 3 frames at level 40 and 50, a player may also have the two new automaton heads created from the black and white puppet turban. For more information on puppets, please see the automaton page. Payment cost will increase after each subsequent creation of a frame. For the first 3 frames, payment is traded after the materials. For the last 2, you must trade payment with the materials. Okay. Well, then he should have given me the Soul Soother head. Once every endgame midnight has passed, trade Gatsad an Imperial Coffee to encourage him to keep working for you? What the fuck? Maybe that's why he won't give me the Soul Soother head? Well... I don't know if we can get Imperial Coffee from the tea house or not, but I guess we'll go check that out real quick. Like, the game day just changed, so we should just get back to doing the mission, but I'm invested in getting the fucking puppet head he owes me. Alright, because, like, I don't have it, right? Like, I've just got Stormwaker and the first 3. I actually started checking out the Final Fantasy XI official forum. Apparently they made an official forum for Final Fantasy XI in 2011 and automatically like signed up anyone who was playing or something like that. Okay, so it says Imperial Coffee, right? Okay. And I don't know how you're supposed to know this. This wasn't required for any of the previous frames. But it might also be something to do with the fact we started the Treasures of Aht Urhgan missions. We might not be able to get our frame until we finish them or something. Which would be kind of stupid, but I wouldn't put it past Final Fantasy XI to have some stupid quest interference flag. Like there was a bunch of warnings about quest interference or mission interference with Aphmau and Rhapsodies. Like, oh, if you progress too far in Treasures of Aht Urhgan without progressing Rhapsodies first, then you might just have to finish Aht Urhgan because, you know, Aphmau won't be in the city or whatever. It's like, okay, whatever, you know. But... Okay, so. No, I don't want to talk to Abda Larabda. I want to give this man some coffee. Ah, just what the doctor ordered. Your generosity is much appreciated, Calm Wind. Okay, so can I get my automaton now? Our journey is almost over. Okay, really? Well, okay. Would have been nice to know that I need to give him Imperial Coffee for this head, or whatever, because it didn't tell me that. Well, let's go switch back to Warrior and continue our quests. Style lock. And we got some action coming up. We're gonna have a battle after a few more cutscenes here. So it's not gonna be all boring running around. Unless of course you consider the battles in this game to also be boring. So I mean, but if you do, I mean, I don't know why you're watching. Is it to hear my witty commentary? Maybe? Alright there, cutie honey. Threaten to hit me with your mace again, please. I knew you'd be showing your face around here sooner or later, Calm Wind. So, how goes our little project? Surely you haven't let the most important mission in the history of this company slip your mind. Let what slip? I knew it. Just one look at your slack-jawed expression tells the whole story. I'm talking about the plan to catch Dusov the Black Belly. You know, the guy with the Imperial bounty on his head. You with me now? Do I gotta tattoo it on your forehead? Now that I know we're on the same page, I can fill you in on something interesting I've noticed. Abquaba! Yes, ma'am! Is the office clear of visitors? Yes, you can speak freely, President Naja. Excellent. You see, it was when I had Abquaba marking all the Duzaf sightings on the map. That's when I began to notice a pattern. All the sightings were made near the coast, especially places where it was easy to land a ship. It got me thinking about the rumors floating around port and the true identity of this Duzaf. My guess is this villain is really none other than Luzaf the Blackheart. You mean like I told you it was, and then you said you didn't believe me? Psst, this is where you start clapping. Congratulations, you stupid bitch. Well, I'm not 100% certain in any case. If I were to send the combined forces of Salahim Sentinels against the wrong target, explain the current financial state of the company to the Calm Wind here. Ma'am, gathering this intelligence required mercenary dispatches to every corner of Aht Urhgan, not to mention fattening the purses of certain kicker information dealers. The expense has been horrendous. Salahim Sentinels just doesn't have the budget to fund another intelligence gathering mission. There you have it. We can't afford to make any mistakes. That's where you come in, Calm Wind. This wouldn't be the first time you slunk aboard the Black Coffin, right? The Empress is so grateful after that last mission. Her magnificence even rewarded you with this glory crown. You know your way around the deck of that ship, I'm sure. That's why it'll be your job to track down the Black Coffin. I need you to find out if my suspicions are correct. Are you on board? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I already got it. Man, that ship's gotta sail through supernatural means, because those sails are fucked. And still he sleeps. At least the nightmares appear to have stopped. Do the creatures of the underworld even have nightmares? I don't really know. But I'm sure Luzaf has seen hardships that would haunt any person's mind. Such a troubled soul. How fares the Admiral? He seems to have calmed a little. Thanks to your vigilant care. Why now, with the Age of Judgment so close? Is something amiss? Idle musings, nothing more. Please inform me if there's any change in his condition. We shall. I'll be on deck. Luzaf? The Age of Judgment. I must rise. Squeaky chair. Squeaking through my bones up into my microphone. Let's see. So, we gotta basically go back to the cutter, which, as you know, is basically run through Devaka Isle and up through Dick Bitchistan and go into Arapago Reef through that entrance. And I guess we might as well grab Sanction, even though it doesn't really do very much for us. I mean, Signet doesn't do anything for us here anyway, so might as well have an EXP bonus and all the other things it can possibly confer. Although originally, back in the day, Sanction was a far preferred buff, because not only could you pay that Imperial standing for the increased meal duration or the refresh or regen, which activates, I think, when you're at 66% health or MP or lower. It gave the EXP bonus And originally, the Signet buff in the Middlelands, literally the only thing it did was make monsters drop crystals and give you conquest points. That's it. It didn't give you any XP bonus. It didn't give you the ability to rest and not lose TP. So, like originally back in the day, whenever you rested, no matter whether you were in Treasures of Aht Urhgan or a Middlelands area, you would lose your TP every tick of resting. I can't remember how much. I think it was something like 15. Which back then was like 150 now, so by the time you were fully healed, you'd be out of TP. Which made curing magic and regen sets way more valuable. Because if you wanted to, say, build up TP before you popped an NM or something, you know, if you wanted to keep that TP, you were going to have to make love in the club. And not everyone could afford those kinds of sets or even realize their value back then. I remember I didn't have a regen set on my warrior until like, oh, I don't know, probably late 2009. Hey look, we already have Luzaf as a trust, how about that? He's no longer a spoiler. Luzaf Trust is a little bit interesting just because of the fact he uses completely unique weapon skills. And he's a Corsair, but despite the fact that he's a Corsair, he doesn't have any Phantom Roll abilities. So, he's literally just another melee fighter. And I'm pretty sure all of his weapon skill properties are, like, gravitation or distortion aligned, darkness aligned. But technically, in whatever the next fight is, I could use him. I could have an entirely Treasures of Aht Urhgan themed party if I wanted to. That I might do. I might do that. Of course, I don't know. It's kind of hard to beat Valineral for what the next fight's going to be as far as tanking goes. So maybe I won't do that. We'll see. We shall see. And I'm going to run into this pond to see if the Imp in him spawns. Nope. Stone skin. You got stone skin from the pond. Which I guess I can't complain about. But, yeah, I don't know what causes it. I don't know if it has to be a certain day, like Dark's Day or something. But there's an Imp. There's definitely an Imp Notorious monster that spawns there. I remember my friend saving my ass from it and then complaining, but also being like, you know, wow, where did that NM come from? I've never seen it before, etc., etc. Apparently, Kadarva, I've opened the Kadarva Mire page, and it's got like a description of it that comes from one of the side article things, like the Vanadil Tribune or whatever it was called from back in the day. This vast stretch of swampland covers Azufile. Kadarva means illusion in the language of Ephraimad. The Mire is a dreary place covered in dense fog nearly all year round. Yet is also home to a multitude of animals and aquatic plants, such as wild rice, lotuses, and thickets of shrubs. Kadarva Mire is also known as the ancient site of a great battle between the Empire of Aht Urhgan and the Kingdom of Ephraimad. Now the area is enveloped in a struggle for supremacy between the Lamiae and their undead swarm, the Kilkern of Nashmau, and the Near Eastern Fulmers. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. Notorious monsters. Doodaloo. Zico. Zico is the imp's name. Occasionally spawns when a player walks through a marsh on the second map and receives a weight effect. Drops Immortal Sash and the Templar Hammer. Huh, so kind of shitty mace and a kind of shitty belt. No wonder nobody knows about him. Mwahahaha! Oh yeah, that ghost is gonna pop up and be like, "Pay me the coin." You have returned to this haunted place. Such bravery. You seek to make another foray into the coffin, black and foreboding. Yeah, take me to the black coffin, bitch. Could you imagine being a ghost that's like tied to a ship that takes you, all it does is take you to another ghost ship? We're literally riding a ghost ship to a ghost ship. Ghost shipception! What do you gotta do for, boss? His Maleficence awaits. Off the girl, and let's get on with the ceremony in Has home. We're done, Admiral. Tired of cleaning already? That's what you get for sending a snob to do a swab's job. You do us a disservice, man, Mr. Flit. The deck is swept and scrubbed. Afmal was only supervising, though. Off Jang? Shh. Well then, for your next chore... Enough, Flit. I must speak with our guests in private. Oh-ho, the Admiral desires our exclusive company. But we weren't done talking. Flit, do not make me repeat myself. Aye aye, Captain, you're the boss. How are you feeling? Much recovered. I was told you stayed at my bedside throughout the night. I am grateful. It was nothing. But now that you know... That you are the Empress? Yes. In the past, you would have already lie slain at my feet. Do not be concerned. Such a petty act of vengeance no longer stirs my heart. Uzaf. I was once the Crown Prince of Ephraimad. My kingdom was destroyed by the Empire of Aht Urhgan while I studied in distant lands. I would not yield to the Imperial conquerors and forge the remnants of the Ephraimidian Navy into a rebel force, the Corsairs. Our battles with the Empire raged day after day after day. And then, during the course of a single night, the entire Corsair fleet was annihilated at the hands of the Lamiae as the ships slept in port, the Lamiae under the control of the Imperial army. The Black Coffin, the only ship to escape the slaughter, was ambushed by Imperial war galleys and sent to the ocean floor. That is the story of my death. Then you really are dead? A ghost? A ghost? I suppose that I am. But you appear as a living being, solid to the touch. I don't think you could call this existence living. What do you mean? Even now I am irrevocably chained to the underworld. Does this have something to do with the Shadow of Periquia? The Shadow? Yes, that form will be my fate, as ordained by Odin, my immortal lord. The form of the Dark Rider? You missed little, I see. As the violent throes of the battered black coffin threw me over the side and I sank into the dark, cold waters of oblivion, I made a plea to the dark god. Great Odin, guardian of the kingdom of Ephramat, I beseech thee. If it is but one swing of my blade, grant me the chance for revenge. It was then that Odin appeared before me. He spoke to me thus: When the age of judgment draws near, I shall grant thy wish. But once thy revenge is complete, thou shalt destroy mine enemy, Alexander. Hey, my name's Alexander. Alexander? The legendary savior who will be reborn in the body of the Iron Giant in the hour of the Empire's greatest need? I am aware of the legend. It is the reason I forged this pact, the chance for revenge against the Empire. The desire consumed my very being. The next time I awoke, I found myself upon the deck of the black coffin, afloat at sea. It was as if I had merely slept, albeit for long years. 200 years, isn't that right? Yes. To prepare for my war against the Empire, I joined forces with the Beastmen. I then searched for the automatons, the keys to manipulating the Iron Giant. But I eventually realized, or should I say, was made to realize, my seething wrath was for the Emperor that destroyed my kingdom, and the Empire he ruled during my living years. That Empire no longer exists, and you, Aphmau, are not the one against whom I seek revenge. Am I not pitiful, a vengeful shade that has lost his taste for vengeance? You are pitiful. What? You still have the chance to rebuild the kingdom of Ephramat, but I learned a lot living in the temple. The descendants of Ephramat still yearn for the age when their kingdom yet flourished. There are those who still fight for such a reality. You can help them find the path to the kingdom of their dreams. The people of Ephramat survived. But this path you speak of, will it not lead to conflict and bloodshed with the Empire, plunging all once again into the flames of war? Admiral Prince Luzaf, have you forgotten with whom you speak? Leave the Empire to us. You are right, and I am still a Corsair. I will take a gamble on this fool's venture. That's the spirit. You must undo this pact with Odin as soon as possible. Yes, I must seek an audience with my Dark Lord. Please, boss, the tears won't stop. Flit. Giving up on the revenge business is your call, but your crew has been restored and your ship raised from the ocean floor. The pact must be honored. Your path lies in one direction only, to Hasholm and an existence as the new Dark Rider, incarnation of the great Odin. If you renege on the deal, you know what awaits you and your crew, right? Hasholm? What is he talking about? What a tragedy. A real shame it is. The poor little Empress floundering in the dark. You spent so much energy playing the part of a puppet master, you never noticed the Grand Vizier pulling your strings. How dare you! Enough, Flit. Went a little bit far there, didn't I? How about I make it up by teaching you about Hasholm? It was a site for alchemical experiments that pushed the limits of reason. The reckless fools eventually ripped the very fabric of reality and opened a door into Odin's domain, without even knocking, I might add. Of course, we might have been using that tear as a shortcut into this world. You've made your point. Let us proceed to Hasholm. Yes, proceed. No other choice, really. Are you serious about this, Admiral? I will present myself before Odin and nullify the pact. Yes, nullify. No other choice. Hold on. What's this talk about nullifying? Are you sure, Luzov? I am sure. Fate's grip is strong, but we are the masters of our own destiny. You taught me that. Me? When I look at you, I feel as I did in my younger days. I remember what it is to hope. There are so many things I didn't know back then. So many things I wanted to learn. Afmal, you're searching for a way to save your empire. A way to save your citizens from despair and misery. To do what you seek to uncover the truth behind the world in which you live. I do, but... Afmal, Nashmira, you must come with me. Come to Hazhalm. Then you shall behold the truth with your own eyes. I will go with you. Hee. There are some things in this world better left unknown. Admiral! What is it? The ship appears to have picked up another rat. Calm wind. You know this intruder? That man is my private mercenary. Please stay your blades. But why? Why are you here? To what end? Oh, Calm Wind, you shouldn't jest. Your link pearl should have been confiscated. Did you call this mercenary? Huh? Right, yes, I called him to act as my bodyguard. Isn't that right, Minajing? Right, the old message in a bottle trick. Where do all these meddlers come from? You expect me to swallow that story? This works out perfectly, boss. You need help if you mean to rebuild your kingdom. The Ephromedian treasure you recovered from the Empire is still stashed in Talaka Cove. And there have been all those immortals sniffing about lately. Immortals? It matters not. The treasure is veiled by a powerful spell of concealment. The only way to pierce the illusion is with a precipitant eye. Or percipient? Yeah, percipient. Percipient eye. And you and I possess the only two in existence. Right. It's a great spell. Fantastic. But who knows what those immortals are capable of? There's no guarantee they haven't sucked up some crazy sensory ability from some hapless creatures. That's why we need Calm Wind. And Talaka Cove just happens to be on the way to Hazhalm. If you give your recipient eye to Calm Wind, he can work security on the treasure. This is Afmal's loyal mercenary we're talking about here. We can trust him not to swipe the goods and lead those blue devils off the scent if they get too close. But I need Calm Wind by my side. Well, I can't argue with that. If he stays on the ship, we'll just have to submit him to a thorough investigation, just to be on the safe side, you understand. Wouldn't you agree, First Mate Salabwan? Just play along. Why, yes, we have the utmost faith in Calm Wind. He is the perfect choice to keep your precious treasure safe and sound. Very well. I shall abide by your judgment. Take this, Calm Wind. Keep watch over the treasure until we return to Talaka Cove. But if you sense you are needed, be ready to fly to our side with all haste. Okay, well. I'm guessing Flet's just trying to get us out of the way. Oh. Well, that was weird. Okay, I guess it was supposed to dump us in Talaka Cove. But we, like, had a cutscene or something happen. Or, I don't know. Okay, so we're here with the Percipient Eye. And a translucent blue stone hanging from a leather cord enables the bearer to pierce the spell of concealment upon the Ephromedian treasure in Talaka Cove. Okay, so now we're going to be doing a battle. Legacy of the Lost. Hey, I was able to see that treasure last time I was here. What gives? Guess so. I knew a Salahim Sentinel would be coming. I only hoped it would not be you, Calm Wind. It truly is unfortunate. I sincerely enjoyed our camaraderie during my mercenary career. You have my utmost respect and gratitude. However, fate decrees that we must meet as enemies this day. No, nothing is certain anymore. Defend yourself. Okay. I don't know why we gotta fight Gesso here. I really don't. But maybe he'll explain it afterwards. And I would use Menajing as my tank trust, but I want Valineral's AoE ability. It's just too fucking good, honestly. But, it doesn't really make any sense, but let's use Luzaf. Why not? And we'll grab Kultada as well. Treasures of Aht Urhgan gang, go! And, we got anyone else from Aht Urhgan? I guess we could call out the Serpent General, right? He's a tank trust, but he does have triple attack. And then, Milia Leopa? Yeah. She doesn't have a lot of MP, but I think with Lineral we'll be okay. And this fight is against Gesho. And he is a ninja with some pretty unique abilities. First and foremost, of course, is the shadow abilities. But he also has the ability to make himself do a lot of copies. You'll see, I think. I think we want to attack him from behind, that way he doesn't have a chance to parry our attacks. But I'm going to save up my TP for a minute here. Should be doing it any day now. No, not that. Do you split things? Come on, Gesho, you can do your split thing. Man, if he doesn't do it soon, I'm just gonna 300% Mighty Strikes King's Justice him. Okay, man, well, if you're not gonna do it, then you get the axe. Wow, that's weird. He never did it. He never did it. I don't know why he didn't want to do it. But he has the ability to make copies of himself. I think up to 4 or 3 or something. And they all have like 2000 HP and the ability to use Mission Gakur as well. So this was considered the first really difficult fight of Treasures of Aht Urhgan. You didn't just need a group, you needed a competent group. I expected nothing less from you, Calmwind. Yet I cannot fail. I cannot fail. Ugh, I am defeated. But to fall to a warrior such as you, Calmwind, I enter Death's Hall without shame. I ask a final mercy of you, Calmwind. Will you strike the blow that sends me to the afterlife? Nah, man. What the fuck are you doing here? The defeated general speaks not of tactics. No further word shall escape my beak. Your gentle spirit betrays you, mighty Calmwind. You are as much a scholar as a soldier. The questions in your mind so clamor for answers? It seems I must first clear the haze that surrounds my actions. The Gesho you thought you knew is, in truth, a Far Eastern spy. Are you shaken by my true identity? Nah, bro, it's pretty obvious. I must admit to some embarrassment. This guise was meant to be flawless. It appears my espionage skills are not as developed as I had thought. It was 1 year and several months past. I received my orders directly from the Mikado, and departed the islands of the east. My prime concern was to ascertain the truth behind a report that the Empire was developing a strategy to break the stalemate on the front line of the war, and to sabotage any strategy found to exist. Thinking the enemy of my enemy to be my friend, I forged an alliance with the fearsome beastmen of this region. Excuse me. But as ill fortune would have it, they knew little of the Empire's plan beyond the astral candescence and the role of the automatons. The beastmen of Aht Urhgan were as ferociously powerful as I had anticipated, but their methods were brutal and unsophisticated. There were few among them with which I could place my trust, and their assaults on the innocent citizens of Alsabi were more than I could countenance. I had to look elsewhere for allies, and I found one in the form of Admiral Luzaf, the leader of those abominations, and a being we have faced before in battle. But I misspeak, the Corsairs are not the abominations here. After an honest and extensive conversation with the Admiral, I found him to be a most attentive and honorable man. Admiral Luzaf grasped my hand and said thus: "Let yesterday's quarrels be forgotten as we stand together against the might of the Empire." Through his diminutive vassal, Master Flit, Admiral Luzaf also promised a sizable contribution from the recovered Ephraimidian treasury to ease the suffering of my battered, war-torn homeland. Now his generous offer of aid shall never reach those shores. I have failed in my promise to Master Flit. The contents of the treasury shall fall into the hands of an Imperial agent. I do not hold any anger towards you, Calmwind. You have but acted out of love for your nation and to protect those you care about. Is this not true? Yeah, sure, I'll tell him. I'm also a spy. This is an unexpected turn of events. While I am given leave to take this bounty, you, Calmwind, are ordered to protect it. I do not believe Admiral Luzaf would play us false. His passion and valor are no act. That would leave the possibility that Master Flit acted under his own initiative. Why would he scheme to send you away from Luzaf's side, to presumably be slain by me? I believe I have the answer. Luzaf's proposed journey to the Hashalm testing grounds plays right into Master Flit's nasty little claws. With Lady Aphmau's guardian off on a fool's errand, there are none to prevent harm coming to her imperial person. Calmwind, as one who walks in shadow, I could imagine such manipulation from an underworld being like Flit. Your little master's life is in danger. I swear to you by the heavens and the earth, I will not lay a talon on this treasure. You must make all haste to Lady Aphmau's side. To Hashalm! Yeah, so literally Flit was just trying to get us out of the way. Also, yeah, so like, I was waiting for Gesho to do his clones, and then I was going to fell cleave him and kill him in a single fell cleave and then laugh at him, but instead I got to wreck his shit with King's Justice for over 5,000, almost 6,000 damage. So, I guess that worked out, right? But even back in the day, like, people, they really made Gesho's fight out to be super difficult. But more or less, it was just the fact that, like, people would go in there with, like, 5 damage dealers and, like, 1 healer that wasn't a white mage. And then, like, they'd bounce hate around, not bring ninja sub or something, get hit a bunch of times, and then they'd almost win, and then he'd do Mijin Gakur and kill them all. So, like, back in the day, people would make fights harder than they had to be because they were just like, well, we can win with any setup. We just have to, be a little bit careful or something. And while it's true you could win with a lot of different setups, people also wanted to not die because you lost a lot more experience points originally. But anyway, they put us right here. Pretty close to the Hashalm testing grounds. So, it's kind of nice, actually. Although I think there's some imps we can still aggro on the way to the testing grounds. Like that one. But I think we'll be okay to just run from it and not give a damn. Put on some physical stuff. Oh yeah, there's also Chigos. I used to aggro this stuff all the time, running in and out of here for Einherjar. So did a lot of other people. It's because there's a zone line right here and you only take a little bit of damage. How curious, the fire burns fiercely and yet makes no sound. This blaze is not of Urhgan. If there were no illumination of this world present, this conflagration would completely escape your mortal gaze. It is a flame of the underworld. Oh, why, it's not even hot. Stay back! The flame produces no heat, but it will scorch your soul and consume your flesh. Assuming a construct such as you had a soul, or flesh. Great Odin, sovereign of darkness and battle, lord of the underworld, your humble servant Luzov stands on the threshold of your domain. Didn't the Imperial Army seal off the entrance to the underworld? The rules of time and space don't apply equally to this world and that, miss. By rights, this rent in the curtain between the two worlds, this dimensional hiccup, shouldn't even exist. No being from either reality has the art to mend such a fluke of fortune. I see. Throwing a bunch of laboratory nasties in the path of potential meddlers was about the best they could do. Ain't that right, boss? Silence. The manifestation begins. What's happening? Cool Odin music is what? This wind. I would do a girlish scream, but I don't think I could do it convincingly. Half-Mal, are you harmed? Boss! Forget the girl. Do you want Lord Odin to arrive without the warm welcome of his servant? Flit, you knew this would happen. Great Odin, Lord of the Underworld. I trust your malevolence as well. Look lively, boss. We don't want to offend his maliciousness now, do we? Half-Mal, forgive me. Art thou the one who summoned me? Yes, my lord. Speak thy mind. Great Odin, devourer of light, I wish to know the time that remains to me. Hast thou sated thy rage? Rage? What rage is this? Come on, boss, stick with the program. Your rage towards the Empire. No, not sated. My rage has subsided. Hast thou sated thy rage? Great Odin, I have uncovered a purpose more deserving than simple revenge. The descendants of Ephraimad, I wish to devote the remainder of my existence to building a kingdom in which they can live without fear of persecution. That is now my driving desire. And so, I ask for time to act freely. Well, ain't that a sweet idea? Hast thou sated thy rage? I do not understand. Hee hee hee. Didn't I tell you, boss? You've already made your pact. The contract is signed and sealed. You will become the next incarnation of the Dark Rider, whether you're ready or not. The next incarnation, the terms of the pact, are non-negotiable. But I'll let you in on a secret, boss. Before you are completely consumed by the essence of the Rider, there is a period of when you will retain free will. And how am I to fulfill this pact? Well, that's simple. All you gotta do is remember. Remember how your people suffered and perished at the merciless hands of the Empire. I'm sure the memories are still crystal clear for you. You just gotta hurl that big, venomous ball of rage at her. Dun, 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 dun. It's like the same sort of interior cave as Sea Serpent, or Grotto, yeah. Suppose it's on an island, too. Blue Keel. Level 99 Blue Mage with a level 99 Tizona at item level 119 with Afterglow effect. How about that? Alright, time for cutscene number 2. Now's your chance. Look, she's defenseless. In any case, she's taken the full force of the astral wind. It'd be kinder to just put an end to her. The sooner the better. That's right, boss. Quick and painless. Flit, there's something I would know. This mercenary of half miles, this Calm Wind, you're certain he oversees the security of the treasure? What? Why does that matter at a time like this? Yes, I'm certain. Come on, boss. I showed you the blip on the tracker, didn't I? Besides the one I entrusted to Calm Wind, the other percipient eye that exists in this world is the one that you hold. There are no others. No, boss. Just the two. Why would I lie to you? Then show me the one you have now. You see, there's more important... I mean, just look at the tracker, right smack in the middle of Tlaka Cove. The mercenary's right where he's supposed to be. So he is. Right where he is supposed to be. Traitorous imp. What? Boss, no, Yeah, kill that imp. Code of the Corsairs to not be taken lightly. Great Odin, hear my words. Are you even hearing my words? Hast thou sated thy rage? It appears not. Who's off? Calm Wind. I must bring an end to this. Aphmau is in your charge. She is my... No, she is Ephraim's light in the darkness. What's happening? If this is the incarnation, I will fight until the true deity is dragged into this realm. No. Satan thy rage. Thou shalt become my knight. Thou shalt serve as mine arm in the age of judgment, until Alexander once again lies in ruin. Who's that? It's Dark Rider, Flit, at your service. Your will is my command, mouse. Luzef. I am fine. Your injuries. They do not pain me. I feel no pain at all. Impeccable timing, Calmwind. Your arrival allowed me to see through Flit's deception. Oh, Calmwind to the rescue again. Thank you, Calmwind. Mal, are you able to walk? Yes, that wind blew with such a familiar melody. It reminded me of the gentle breeze that always stirs around the air around the Gordius. I think I'll be just fine. Where do we go from here? If what Flit said was true, we have a short period of grace. But I suggest we hurry while my will is still my own. Hurry to do what? To destroy the Iron Colossus before your brother reactivates it. Destroy it? But the Iron Giant is the savior of the Empire? It may be as you said. But should the fully manifested incarnation of Odin clash with the iron might of Alexander? The Age of Judgment, the victor deciding the laws of justice. Yes, if such laws would have meaning in the desolate wasteland sure to be left in the aftermath of the conflict. We must prevent this battle at all costs. After the Colossus is rendered harmless, you must then turn your attention to me. Admiral, you must flee! The Immortals! Oh, that was Fire Spit. Yep. Most impressive, little sister. Rasfad. You have aided us in the capture of both the Dark Rider and a foreign spy, all in one fell swoop. We don't have time for this. Have a little care, lose off the Blackheart. Or should I now call you Dark Rider? Crew members you had hidden throughout Hazhalm are all in our custody. Not to mention the descendants of Ephraimad that followed the rumors of your presence here. I would hate to have to spill the blood of Imperial citizens, no matter how unwillingly they serve. Take him away. Use the astral bonds we prepared. Keep on your guard. Sir. Move. Afmao, Empress Nashmira, is this the treatment I can expect from your nation? Has nothing changed over the last 200 years? Wait, we command you to release this man. Your Magnificence. Ignore her. Be on your way. Does our authority mean nothing? Listen to me, Nashmira. You have abandoned your government and consorted with enemies of the state. As Grand Vizier, I have decreed that the Mark of Zahak, the symbol of absolute imperial power, is no longer yours to wield. You cannot. Your authority no longer exists. Do you betray the Empress? Betray your own sister? Betray you? You are in no position to speak of betrayal. Calm wind. Don't you think it's about time you told my fool of a sister the truth? Told her who you truly work for. Who he truly works for? What are you talking about? Calmwind works for me. You continue to deceive yourself. The only reason Calmwind stays close to you is to fulfill his duties as a spy. No, you are the one who is deceiving himself. You understand nothing about Lusaf's spirit, or Calmwind's heart. Listen to me, Calmwind. You must take this to Salahim's sentinels. Nashmira hands Calmwind a Luminian dagger. We all have our masks. I hid my true identity from Calm Wind, but even so, he still comes to my rescue. Shall I stop the automaton from casting? Let her play her hand. Tell your master this, Calm Wind. The game is over. It is time to submit to the power of the Empire. Don't let them catch you, Calm Wind. Sweet, we got warped too. Pretty epic. Alright, so. We gotta go back to Salheim Sentinels. And then what do you think will happen? If you said, wait another game day, ho ho, have I got news for you. Maybe I should have made my home point Aht Urhgan while I was doing these missions. Because theoretically, like, you see the game day is literally about to change in about 30 seconds here. And, obviously we're not going to make it in time to, like, not have to wait the full day. But, I mean, we're pretty much at an hour and a half anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. Kind of funny, like we were told to be a spy or whatever, but we haven't actually even been back to the Middlelands and reported on anything. We're like the least, we're like the spy that's on the loosest leash ever. So the posters for Duzov were removed before we even had time to... Whisper, whisper, whisper. You can't be serious. All rewards for information, not to mention the bounty itself. Whisper, whisper, whisper. My. My Black Belly, Gold Serpent Medal, Imperial Bounty, Piles of Empress Loot, Flawless Project. President Naja. Fly, my pretties. Look, in the sky, 2,000 Imperial gold pieces flying away. I think her sausage tipped over. Arrgh! What the hell happened to my perfectly orchestrated plan? What was that good-for-nothing knucklehead been doing out there? Whether my suspicion hit the mark or not, it's an employee's duty to report immediately. Am I wrong? A perfectly reasonable supposition, President Naja. I may have to initiate emergency evacuation procedure 1B. Of all the incompetent... You! Uh-oh. I can't watch! Calm Wind! Oh dear, can you hear me? Hang in there, Calm Wind. 900 years. For 900 years, emperors down through history have dreamed of seeing the scattered remnants of the Iron Colossus thus brought together. For this purpose alone, we have fought in countless fruitless conflicts, both within and without the Empire, in search of the lost Candescences. It has been an epic, if pointless, struggle. But my father had a different vision. Yes, it was the innovative Emperor Jalzan that devised the notion of manufacturing a Colossus, as well as the Candescences, using our own resources and technology. There is always a way. If you cannot find one, create one. Another of his famous sayings. And you, my Lord Rasfad, are doing a splendid job of following in his footsteps. Spare me your platitudes. My father's idea was merely a catalyst. I have my own vision, my own path to glory. I meant no offense, Grand Vizier. How can we know that Alexander would choose to manifest in our mechanical giant as he once infused the Iron Colossus? This is not the time to waver. It is said that Alexander only favors the strongest among us. According to my calculations, our mechanical creation has many times the destructive power of the Azadal construct. I have no doubts concerning its worthiness. Alexander is but awaiting the moment of his resurrection. Everything I have worked towards has been in preparation for that glorious day. Yes, it will be glorious. We cannot jump ahead of ourselves. First we must unravel the Gordius. The Gordius. What an unexpected taste of irony. Who would have suspected she had made such modifications to the automatons I had designed? It was an oversight on our part. Nashmira's mother, Jablil, was an eccentric woman, but none could fault her intelligence. Yes, a brilliant scholar. Before I enlisted her as my pupil, Jablil was well known in the academic community for her work in deciphering complicated scrolls of Walloran philosophy. When I was still a boy, she also instructed me in the arts of the puppet master. The device she invented to instill behavioral patterns made it simple for even a beginner like myself to make Minishing move in the most lifelike manner. Ah, the concept of programming. I must admit to being dumbstruck by her ideas. If we had only realized how much truth was contained in her ramblings. Everything is born from the Gordius. What of Nashmira? No wait, that was still Rasfad. What of Nashmira? She remains secluded in her chambers, Grand Vizier. Stubborn child. Your orders? Tell her this. If she cooperates in unlocking the puppet's secrets, I will reconsider Luzaf's fate. Should she refuse, we will have no choice but to dismantle Avzhang and Minishing for Gatsad to analyze. Understood. Keep a strict guard. She is not to slip away again. Sir. Do you truly mean to release Luzaf? Of course not. However, he reappeared just as we were completing the mechanical Colossus. It could be no coincidence. You believe there is some connection? It is possible. And until we know the significance of this connection, I intend to keep Luzaf alive. But if he... Do not worry. I will not allow this underworld apocalypse of theirs to occur. All the keys to the Age of Judgment lie in the palm of my hand. I will keep him under control, even should he become the incarnation of a god. Calm wind appears to be coming around. Whew, I'm glad he's okay. You're glad? Ahem, I've finally waken up, is he? Guess I don't know my own strength. I must have imagined that glimpse of compassion. Isn't there something you'd like to say to Calmwind? That is to say, it's all Duzaf's fault. This doesn't qualify, for workers' compensation. President Naja? Sorry about cracking your head, Calmwind. Now, don't you have some sort of report for me? Half-mouse message. Why didn't you say something? You you... Already? Things are moving too fast. This is not for the likes of you two. Now scoot for a bit so I can concentrate. Dun 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 dun. Let's come over the president. She never wants to spend time thinking. I hope all this thinking doesn't lead to one of her tantrums. Or at least the loss of Duzov's bounty seems to have blown over without any casualties. Oh, I didn't mean to make light of your injury, Calmwind. You take care of that bump. Calmwind, I'm glad to have found you. I have urgent news. Please accompany me to Balron Way. The Divine Empress Nashmira II has been stripped of her authority, and the Grand Vizier now controls the government. Events have transpired just as His Highness had feared they would. The Prince is acquainted with the current Empress, having once accepted an invitation to visit Aht Urhgan as a guest of the state. I know nothing of the events that occurred during that time. However, His Highness is fervently confident of Empress Nashmira's ability to navigate a righteous course for her nation. Sir Travalache, isn't this place a little open for holding an emergency council? Aren't you worried about spies in the crowd? What if we were targeted for random surveillance? A pleasure to see you again, Rodin Comedian. Oh, and by the way, I've been ordered to cease all exchanges of information with non-Windurstian agents. We've discovered some facts about the astral condensants that would knock the starch out of your stuffy elven shirt. Dr. Shan, Lady Karababa forbade me to speak of it to anyone. Wait, what's that delightful aroma? I think I smell kebabs. I'll just mosey on over and grab a bite to eat while we're waiting for everyone to get here. Whoa! Lady Ayame! What a pleasant surprise. They did not expect a Mithril Musketeer to attend. Bastok recognizes that the situation has grown beyond the scope of simple intelligence gathering. So they sent a straight-up hottie. Meaning that the Strategic Command has ordered the Bastokan Navy to prepare for war. Prepare for war? Are you not acting prematurely? Also, Bastok has a navy? Wake up and smell the chai, Travalache. Windurst has already deployed her amphibious Cardians. The speculation is not constructive. If everyone is present, I suggest we discuss the main agenda. I have heard no word from Gasho. Excuse my bluntness of speech, we do not have the luxury of time to wait for latecomers. Let's get this over with. The situation we had all hoped to avoid now looms before us, and it has been decided. Yes, an allied force military council will be called into session. Such a council has not been held since the end of the Great War. Our main prerogative is to avoid the commencement of hostilities. As a step towards this objective, I propose an open forum for the exchange of information. I agree. Is there anything you would like to share with us, Calmwind? You have infiltrated the deepest layers of Imperial government, if I am not mistaken. Sure, Rosfod's message. Conflict may be unavoidable. This threatens to escalate into a war on a scale greater than any in history. The loss of life will be incalculable. And this is another reason why it's awesome to be from Bastok, because I'm pretty sure, at least if I remember right, Rodin Comedian and Travalache, neither of them show up in either the Sandiorian Nation missions or the Windurst Nation missions. And I might be remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. And apparently we've got to wait a game day now. But instead of going back to Salahim Sentinels, we actually have to go to the Shararat Tea House. I guess for another spy convention? I don't know, it's been too long, I don't really fully remember. But I think next time I'll be switching back to Red Mage, just because the next missions, we got like a bunch of cutscenes and big deals happenings and stuff. And we are going to actually go back to the Middle Lands at some point to give our report. And then some other stuff happens. And then it gets kind of linear. And then we have several fights in a row. And one of them involves like a halfway escort mission, which we have to keep an NPC alive while we go through a place. And it's not that difficult, but obviously warrior can't cure anything. Plus, you know, I have a relic sword on my red mage. So, yeah. But, yeah, so I'll be switching back to red mage for the rest of the missions. I just felt like trying to show off Fell Cleave. And that might have been the first time I did King's Justice on camera too, huh? But let's before we wrap this up, let's go see if we can get our white mage puppet. Because I would like to get my white mage puppet. Also, interestingly, the Conquest this week, Sandioria owns nearly everything. Bastok actually owns the second most zones, but for whatever reason, I guess Windurst is doing so bad, they only own 2 zones, compared to like Bastok's like I think 4 and Sandioria's like 8 or whatever. That Bastok and Windurst are tied for second place. They're in an alliance, I guess. So that's kind of interesting. But I don't really remember the specifics of how that works. I do know that it means you can more easily buy Conquest-related gear from the Windurstian Gate Guards if you're like Bastokan and vice versa. But I don't remember what else it means as far as like Conquest point gain goes and regen goes. I've been trying to take back Kuzats from the Beastmen since last week. I got really close last week. I just didn't, because of all the stuff I was trying to do in Dynamis, I didn't focus on it hard enough. Alright, Cat Sad, you gonna give me my puppet? Witness the Soul Silver C-1000, the pinnacle of automaton technology, guaranteed to transform your companion into the perfect protector, the savvy savior, the ever-loyal leecher. Though whether your automaton will ever realize its potential is completely up to you, its master. Forget this not, Calm Wind. You obtain the Soul Silver C-1000 head. Okay, but can I, like... Can I give you... Black Puppet Turban now? Maybe I have to be on Puppet Master to start the equipping. Puppet Master is so quirky all around. Like, you have to get separate gear for the puppet. You have to, like, know everything about the puppet. You have to, you know, do a bunch of trading and stuff with the puppet. Let's see, I'm gonna look up that puppet page again. Puppet frame creation. Still, just gonna change jobs real quick. And in all honesty, I don't think the Black Mage puppet head is really that important these days. I know at higher levels, I think it gains access to some of the offensive elemental magic that the Stormwaker head doesn't. But I was pretty sure that the Stormwaker head got access to everything that the first puppet head did, but eh. And let's see. We'll need to grab, I think it's 4 mithril pieces. But it's called Spirit Reaver rather than Soul Soother, I guess. Ah, you seem much more confident. You are nearly one with Oniwaka. Excellent, Calmwind. If you wish, I will construct you a new head for your automaton Stormwaker Y700 to optimize its efficiency in battle. The Spirit Reaver M400 head has been programmed with a state-of-the-art Black Mage algorithm that is guaranteed to significantly increase spell processing efficiency. To construct this head, I will require a black puppet turban and my usual fee of 4 Imperial Mithril pieces. In addition, you will also need to bring me a Black Mage scroll so I can program its data patterns into this head's control center. If possible, locate a scroll of Stone 4. However, if that proves difficult, a scroll of Absorb Intelligence or a scroll of Fire will suffice. When you have readied all the items in my fee, bring them here and I shall begin my work. However, please understand that programming artificial intelligence is not a simple thing. Many moons may pass before we are able to install your automaton's new head. So, I looked up the difference on the puppet frame construction. Basically, the quality of the scroll you give him determines how many game days you have to wait. A scroll of Fire, which is obviously the cheapest, easiest to access thing, is 5 game days. Absorb Intelligence is 3 to 4 days. And Stone 4 is 2 to 4 days. So, in all honesty, you could probably go get Absorb Intelligence from, like, I don't know, Demons and Castles of All. Or Stone 4 from Antica in the higher level regions of the Quicksand Caves. But of course, you can also just buy whichever's cheapest. Let's see. Because Stone 4 would be... yeah. Goes for 40k. Okay, what about Absorb Intelligence? Goes for 2k. Okay, so Absorb Intelligence it is, because I'm a cheapskate. And it's literally only... it could take the same amount of time as Stone 4, so... But yeah, the Spirit Reaver, it gets access to some unique spells, like dark magic spells. Like, I think it gets access to Dread Spikes, which, you know, is a Dark Knight only spell normally. But it's literally, it's a Black Mage puppet head, so... There you go, Gatsad. Make my shit. I ask that you stop by every now and then to check my progress, and maybe bring a cup of the Empire's finest roast when you do. Okay, that's how you're supposed to know. He literally tells you. So, I'll be back there, probably off camera, to get my last thing. Or I might start next video there. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Although I have no intention of doing the rest of Treasures of Aht Urhgan on Puppet Master. Although with trusts, you could easily. Like, trusts, really, you could do any of the last missions on any job with the trust, because the trust will kill everything fast enough. Like, even the next one where we gotta escort somebody, it'll be fine. But, yeah. Anyway, that pretty much wraps this one up, so thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day, and I'll see you again.